What's up, everybody? My name is Lee Shaner, and you're tuned into You Feel Me.
Yeah, how'd you guys end up in Santa Barbara?
My grandparents bought a piece of property when I was, I don't know, before I was born, maybe.
Yeah,
and then when I was 3, my parents moved up there.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Up there? So they were down here?
Yeah, we lived in Pasadena.
Oh,
yeah,
Pasadena. I live in Eagle Rock right now. I live right there, walking distance from Pasadena.
No way.
Yeah. Beautiful spot.
Okay.
Damn, so you guys were in Pasadena. That's like old money, isn't it?
I don't know. My grandpa, I don't know. I don't even know how they ended up there. My grandpa was
not entertainment industry?
No.
Okay.
No, my dad's dad was a builder, contractor from... He grew up in Illinois.
Yeah.
And then my mom's parents, my grandpa was a lawyer.
Oh, really?
But yeah, he came from Italy with his family.
Sick.
Yeah, from the East Coast.
So you're born in Pasadena, and then your folks move you up to the Central Coast, Santa Barbara, when you're age 3?
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, lucked out.
I lucked out. I don't know what the fuck I'd be doing now.
Geographical lottery that you won.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Tell people about Santa Barbara.
Yeah, Santa Barbara is pretty much, I don't know, it's one of the best places in the world. I think. I'm pretty biased, but it's just, I travel so much that I think I have an interesting perspective compared to people from there, because I've seen a lot of places.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people who grew up in Santa Barbara get a little stir crazy because it is a small town, and they're like, I got to get out of here.
And you're kind of trapped there because only one freeway runs through it, really. Like, there's only one way in and out, you know what I mean? And so you can feel kind of like a small bubble. Yeah, but it's a nice fucking bubble to be from.
Oh man, yeah, definitely. I love it. It's just a good small town. Like, I got a lot of good friends. It's beautiful. There's the ocean, the kind of, mountains if you're into that. And it's close to snowboarding if you want to drive up to Mammoth and stuff. I don't do it, but
camping and all that.
Good
there's
food,
all kind
camping,
of stuff.
Everything.
And there's breaks too, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have really good waves.
What was your home break?
My home break growing up was Rincon.
You used to ride Rincon. So when I moved to Santa Barbara, Rincon, I wanted to learn how to surf because everybody that's not from California moves to California and thinks they're going to surf. You know? And that was the wave. People were like, yeah, don't start there. Don't start there. It's too advanced. And so like Rincon pops sometimes. It gets big, yeah?
It gets big. I mean, relatively speaking, not really. It's
more long.
Yeah, they probably told you not to go because it's so damn crowded.
It's very crowded.
Like learning, there's just people going everywhere.
Totally. Probably a hard place to learn how the lineup works.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good surfers there, but less now. Now it's more of just a shit show. When I was a kid, there was kind of still a pecking order, and
now it's all just like USB kids that are like hungover and shit.
Mostly just like Malibu and LA people.
Oh, people come up.
Probably some of those too. People come from everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a good wave.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah. And then was that where you spent most of your time in the water in Santa Barbara, or did you go anywhere else?
Yeah, there was a couple breaks just by my house, like Miramar and stuff, that my mom would take me down to after school, and then as I got older, started driving around with like a couple older dudes or my friends that I met, that would take us surfing. Yeah, Ventura, mostly Ventura. Kind of they get more waves. Yeah, C Street, Emmawood.
See, I told you I don't surf, but I can bullshit about surfing like it sounds like
everywhere.
It, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Again, scrub it, you kooks. So yeah, what like. To put some perspective in Santa Barbara, it's this small town, quote unquote small town, about 150,000 people, maybe 200,000 people, but it's just beautiful. Like all the architecture is like Spanish architecture, and there's great shopping and eating. Supposedly there's a different restaurant for every day of the year there. Like there's like, hundreds of restaurants. Like,
holy shit. Yeah.
So, yeah, right?
I didn't even know that, but it sounds right to me.
Supposedly you could eat at a different restaurant every day of the year in Santa Barbara. And so, but like you said, it is a small town and everybody kind of knows each other. So now that you've been out of it for a while and you can look back on growing up there, what was it like?
It was really cool. I mean, I got my dad's in construction and my grandpa too. So they got this piece of property that I grew up on as a kid. And it was kind of had this like creek and then a fence around it. So they pretty much would open the back door and say, all right, have fun.
Have like a little stream back there?
Yeah, a little creek. We used to build dams and freaking run around naked in the mud. Yeah. 4-year-old just trying to tear shit up. And
hell yeah.
Then we built bike jumps and we had a half pipe and did that all summer.
Your grandpa and dad built the half pipe or what?
Yeah, my mom actually met this dude John Steele at the Church of Skating in Santa Barbara.
Shout out Church of Skating.
Yeah. And she was like, I got these kids, they like to skateboard, like I kind of want to help them. And the guy was like, I went to Brooks, I'm moving,
I went to Brooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, I got to sell my half pipe. And we went over, and I think I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And my brother's probably like 4.
Uh-huh.
My parents, and we went over to his garage with like all these badass like skaters and stuff.
Yeah.
And we skated it with him. It was so classic. And then he was like, yeah, I'll sell it to you guys for like $300. My parents were like, that's it? Because my dad knows what the price of a half pipe even costs as far as materials.
Right.
He's like, all right. And he's like, yeah, I'll bring it over this weekend and set it up.
Wow.
And
So you got a $300 mini ramp for like...
Yeah. And we had it in this carport for with lights on it too.
Wow.
And we skated that thing all day, every day when there
Really?
weren't waves. And when there were, we were surfing. And
Yeah. And that's at 4 years old?
yeah, 6 probably.
Oh, 6. So you started learning to drop in at a young age then?
Yeah.
Did you?
I started surfing when I was 4.
You started surfing at 4?
Yeah.
Was your dad a surfer? Or what? How did that happen?
My dad got into surfing when he was in college. He had a
right.
couple buddies, and he kind of just, he grew up all over, but he ended up in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Started surfing a little bit, and then my uncle was really into surfing. They surfed a bit, and then we were on a family vacation in Hawaii. I was 4, and he was like, hey, come out on the surfboard. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Pushed me into some waves, and after
What
that,
island
I
in
was just
Hawaii?
hooked. We were on Kauai.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just loved it ever since, and I used to wake him up before kindergarten.
Take me out.
Yeah, he'd take me down to Rincon with my mom, and
Before kindergarten, like you would wake up and say, take me to the waves.
Yeah.
That's passion, bro.
Yeah, I loved
you
it.
You had it. Yeah. Where Pasadena's so far from the water. Where would he go? Newport Beach or something? Manhattan Beach?
he was going to UCLA when he started surfing, so
Oh, okay, yeah,
he'd
yeah.
come out from there, and surf
sick.
at Sunset and
Okay, yeah.
Topanga and stuff, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
So
know.
he would go north instead of south.
Yeah,
that makes
exactly.
sense. For sure.
Yeah.
So, man, as a 4-year-old, like, what kind of board are you going out on? Like a big old sponge or something, and like just getting pushed into little crumblers?
Yeah, I think at that point I was just on one of my dad's boards. I don't know. He had like he had this 7.6 Almeric that he used to take me out on, and push me in, and I just point me down the line, and I'd go and paddle back out.
Nice. That's tight. And would you guys stand up on it together, or what?
No,
He just like
he just pushed me.
let you go for it.
Yeah, and I'd be like, Dad, this one's too big, and he'd be like, no, it's not, and I'd be like, yeah, and he'd just push me anyways, and I'd always come back out smiling.
Yeah, totally. That's tight. Do you never had a fear of the ocean?
I don't think so.
Just
I mean,
second nature.
yeah, there was definitely times when I was like, oh, those waves are kind of too big for me, Dad, and he'd be like, no, he was like really good at just pushing me enough, like he knew, like
Where he wasn't like a demanding surf dad.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day. We just like had to drive up to Santa Cruz for something, and
Yeah, right.
we were in the car for like 10 hours. This just a few days ago, and he was like, man, I just like didn't want to push you guys into anything. I just wanted you to be fired up on whatever you're doing, and then just like
Charge
do
it.
whatever I could to like
Yeah.
help encourage you. And him and my mom were both really good at that. Like,
That's so cool.
yeah, they were supportive and like encouraged like working hard and being passionate about something, but not like you got to do this.
Yeah, right.
Because I think when you're a kid, like the last thing you want to hear is like you got to do this. At least me, I was like, fuck that. I
Right,
want to
you
do
don't
what I
want
want to do. You know,
And you don't want your hobby to become a job when you're fucking 6. You know what I'm saying? So
no, and they were so good about that. Yeah.
how long was it until it's not him pushing you out anymore, but it's you guys paddling out next to each other?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably not long. I mean, 7.
Really? That quick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
6, 7. I
Just
think.
like when you're big enough to basically push the weight around, actually.
Yeah,
huh? Yeah.
he probably felt confident I wasn't going to drown.
Yeah.
Without
So what do you
him
get?
right
Just
there.
like a tiny little board?
No, you know what? When I was a kid, I actually really liked longboarding and
yeah.
riding fun shapes and single fins, and I didn't really get into shortboarding till a little bit later.
Yeah.
My brother actually kind of got into it before me, and then when I was like 8, I started like shortboarding. 9,
yeah.
kind of.
Because he's older?
He's younger.
Oh, he's younger
Yeah.
than you. How much younger?
2 years.
2 years younger?
Yep.
Yeah. Were you guys competitive with everything?
Yeah, we were pretty competitive. I'd say like once we both got into surfing, we were pretty competitive.
Yeah, yeah.
And then now,
Did you get along though, or were you guys at each other like cats and dogs?
no, we got along. Yeah.
Oh, the lucky you.
Yeah, no, we were super lucky. I mean, we're brothers, you know, we're competitive and we get in
I get a lot of people that got
scuffles,
brothers
you know?
and they're like,
Yeah, but we're not like that. I mean,
Yeah.
we've gotten in a couple fights, but
Yeah, right.
not like punch outs,
Nothing
but just
crazy.
like, you know, arguments and shit and gone at it. But nothing. My parents were like, they'd take us out of school every once in a while and call it Brothers Day.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Sickest thing ever. They'd be like, all right, we're going to go to the beach, or you guys are going to hang out and play all day. But as soon as you guys are arguing, you're fucking out of here and you're back in school.
Wow. So
yeah.
you guys had, that's
So we had to get along. They pushed that
I'm gonna
hard.
steal
Yeah.
that technique.
It was good.
That was very smart.
Nah, and
Yeah.
it was cool because I think growing up, like we had a lot of the same interests.
Yeah.
And so we kind of had a best friend to do it with all the time.
Yeah.
And so that was really fun, and push each other and kind of experience things together, which was cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
What part of Santa Barbara are you in? Like downtown? Or
No, we're
the
like
east side?
south end, like Montecito off Sheffield.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right by Summerlin.
Yo, that's like my favorite beach right there. That little Sharks Cove.
Yeah.
Off Sheffield, like right after Sheffield, there's that one exit that doesn't have like a street sign, and then you cross those railroad tracks.
Yep.
There's like never anybody there. There's no waves or nothing, but it's just a fun beach to chill on, barbecue and shit.
Oh yeah, such a good beach. So yeah, we're like 5 minutes on the other side of the freeway.
Oh, that's
from
sick.
that.
So you're like real close to Summerlin, Carpinteria and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to Carp High?
I homeschooled through Carp High.
Oh, you
and kind of
homeschooled.
had a ton of friends that went to Carp High, so I ended up like graduating Carp High.
Yeah.
Pretty much early.
Shout out Carpas.
Yeah.
Why did you homeschool? Because you were already going like working on surf stuff so much, or what?
Yeah, I went to school till 7th grade, and then I just wasn't really into it, and
How so?
I just didn't. Couldn't stand being inside for that long, and like felt like the stuff I was learning had nothing to do with what I wanted to do, and I wanted to be outside doing stuff.
So it was like a conscientious decision of this isn't working for me. It wasn't like I'm failing because of like dyslexia or something.
No, I was actually a good student.
Okay,
I used to get straight A's, and I felt like I usually learned this stuff pretty fast, and I was like, I want to get out of here.
So you were
like,
bored?
I was bored. Yeah, I was super bored, and I wanted to be. I actually like learning, and I ended up going back to City College and taking classes and stuff, kind of dual enrollment and stuff, and doing a lot of online stuff. And
Shout out SBCC.
Yeah, SBCC.
You know,
I dug it, but I wanted to be outside doing stuff and working on the stuff I wanted to work on, not what they were telling me to do.
So how was that transition? Like, how is it different going to homeschool other than the obvious? Like, I'm at home. Was your schedule just wide open?
Yes and no. My parents definitely wanted me to get a good education.
Yeah.
So my mom helped like find some good online English class, and my dad was actually really good at teaching math, and so they kind of made it. And I did it through the Carp High too, so there was a bit of like structure,
Yeah.
because they didn't want it to just be a total free for all and have me not doing any school. So yeah, it was actually, I think I ended up getting a better education than I might have if I did go to school.
Yeah, right.
And then I'd get up, I'd surf, and I'd come home and I'd do my schoolwork for 4 hours, 5 hours a day, and then I'd go surf again. And that was life for a few years.
That's sick.
Yeah, I mean, had I not had that, I don't think I would have probably gotten to the level that I did maybe through surfing. Yeah.
Does Carp and like and Santa Barbara High, do they have surf teams?
I think now maybe.
Yeah.
When I was there, we did a little bit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like
were
really
you into
surf
that
program? Yeah, kind of, not really, but
yeah.
a little bit.
So you would wake up, surf, yada yada. Like, was it just you and your brother? Did you guys have other locals you were riding with all the time? Was it a community type thing? What was the deal?
A little of both. My dad, at that point, he was super, he wanted to hang out with us as much as we could.
Yeah.
So he would usually get up really early and we'd surf together in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple different, there was a surf camp called Seals, this guy JP that I met down at Miramar when my mom brought me down one day.
Yeah.
Doing an after school program. So I did that and made some really good friends through that. And then kind of graduated into going with my friend, one of my best friends' dad, his name was Toma, and his son Coco there from Japan.
Oh yeah.
And he was a super good surfer. And so Toma kind of like coached us a little bit at the events and stuff.
Yeah.
NSSAs, and he took us surfing every day after school, like with me and my brother Kokoro and like a couple other, Dustin, my friend. And
so were those sessions a little more concentrated than the morning sessions?
Yeah,
where it's
kind of.
like, you're like concentrating on learning new things.
Yeah, a little bit for sure. And we were all doing the NSSAs, and Toma, sometimes we do practice heats, and we were kind of all trying to compete and do that, and wanted to get better at surfing. So yeah.
Well, and when you're that into it, where you're going every morning and afternoon, what do you do on a day when there's no waves?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. We just surfed every day.
Just didn't care, even if there's no swell, like just whatever.
Yeah, we didn't give a shit. Like Toma would take us down to Oxnard. We'd surf knee high, waist high slop. Like we just surfed every day.
Nice.
And then my like illegitimate uncle Dave too. He was kind of right on there too. Worked for Sex Wax and kind of sponsored us. And
yeah, right.
Would just take us surfing and
nice. So you had a whole village helping teach you the game.
We had a super cool little community of kids that and they're still, I'm good friends with them. We've kind of all spread out a little bit, and don't hang as much, but as does life, but we're still close, and just, we used to have so much fun all surfing together and hanging.
That's sick, man.
Yeah, really good people.
Like on those flat days, would you guys ever like, I don't know, fucking paddle, like, okay, you guys got to paddle 2 miles and then paddle back just for like to exercise?
Yeah, sometimes we just hang out on the beach and like play. We used to play like capture the flag, or we go swim or whatever.
Right. But everything was active.
Yeah.
It was
or
all
we'd go skate.
Like,
we'd go skate our little half pipe and stuff. Or we were always just hanging out. We had a cool little pack.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
And when did you start entering NSSA competitions?
I think I was 10.
Really?
So.
That young?
Yeah.
And what's the age group like that then? Is it like 10 and under, or is it like 10 to 13 or something? Like,
it's crazy now to think back. Yeah, 10 years old, man. I was doing NSSA contests.
Yeah.
My brother, actually, I was kind of anti-competing. I just liked surfing.
Oh, you were like a soul rider.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I'm not into that shit, man.
I do
That's
this for the
cool.
love, bro.
Yeah, I just love surfing. And he got into it with my friend Coco, and they were going down like south doing this 10 and under and 12 and under, and they're like, come on, you got to do it, and I was like, no, and then I was like, okay, I'll do it, and then I got into it with them, and I think my brother, he was doing it and he started doing well, and I was like, oh man, maybe I want to do that too.
He's getting to travel and I'm not, like, let's go.
And then we just had fun. Like on the weekends we were at the beach all day in our wetsuits. So my parents would drive us down, and it was just these cool road trips, and we're hanging out with friends and kids from down south and surfing new spots and
meeting new people, other kids that are into the same thing. How's that?
It's really cool. Yeah, it was because Santa Barbara's pretty small, there was maybe 8 of us who surfed every day after school, and that was it. Like, he went to school and there was no one else who surfed.
On your adventures down the coast to these competitions and stuff, did you run into anybody that you still run into to this day in competitions and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like dudes where you're like, whoa, he's sick, and like he's still on your level?
Yeah, Chloe Andino is San Clemente.
Oh,
and, he's on the world tour. He qualified before me, but that was like, we went down and I've competed against him since we were 10 years old.
Yeah. So, you know what's this is like, we'll edit this part of the podcast, but it's weird. I always think like that I don't know shit about surfing, and then anytime like somebody name drops, I'm like, oh yeah, we photographed him. Like we shot Kalohe and his brother one time, or no, just not his brother, just him. But like, we photographed him. Yeah, he was on Skullcandy for a while.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah. Funny. It's a really small community.
It is.
Yeah, that's sick. So did you instantly start excelling at competitions, or did you not like the formality of it? How'd you feel about it when you finally participated?
Yeah, I don't think I didn't excel too much. I was all right, and I made some heats. I think I made nationals the first year, and it was just because my parents had no idea of what was going on. We showed up, and I was like, nationals, okay. Like, we didn't have anyone there,
Right.
So it was kind of, we were learning as we went, and then I think all of a sudden I did, though. 12, I won the nationals, the open boys.
Yeah.
I beat like Kalohe and all those kids.
No way.
They were like, who is this kid?
Because you weren't like super tied into the community quite yet, right?
No one even knew who
So you're like the outsider.
Yeah, totally. I was like
this
the full
rogue,
underdog.
who's this rogue wave runner? Yeah. And so you win, and then people were like, we got to like throw some fucking patches on his or throw some stickers on his board, or what?
I think I'd actually gotten sponsored by Hurley maybe like the year before that.
No way.
Then, my brother and I both rode for Hurley.
How does that even happen?
Oh God, we rode Channel Islands Boards. It's like Al Merrick's board company in Santa Barbara. So through Dave.
Does Burton own them now?
Now, yeah. Back then it was full mom and pop factory.
I mean, I remember, but back then that was like probably my college years.
Yeah, 20 years ago, I guess. Maybe
my college years. Yeah. Shout out to how old I am. But I remember like Channel Islands being a big deal in Santa Barbara.
Yeah. But the team manager was really good friends and rode for Hurley, and so we got a couple boards from him, and then he hooked us up with them, and. Yeah.
And so what's flow like at that point? What are they sending you, wetsuits or
wetsuits
or everything?
And clothes? We'd show up at school. I had a Hurley backpack and Hurley clothes, and I was like all stoked. And I was buying boards from CI for like $300, which was better than 600. And,
totally.
Top of the world.
Do kids at school start recognizing that, or is it this kind of like outside world that you don't get to share with anybody at school? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was kind of the outsider for sure. I was like, oh, that's you're the surfer kid. No one else knew what was up with that. So, but everyone was cool,
Well, I guess what I meant is like, I imagine having watched too many movies growing up that like being a dreamy surfer boy in school, girls would just be like, oh, he's like sponsored. But it wasn't like that. It was like, that was
5th and 6th grade. So I don't know. We were still kind of like, oh, those are the girls.
Girls have cooties.
Like,
girls have cooties. Yeah,
but you're kind of starting to be like, okay, maybe I should talk to these girls, And then junior high, I was kind of like, that was right when it was kind of like, okay, yeah, girls are cool all of a sudden, and you're trying to like figure out how to talk to them. And
check out this free tank top I got.
Yeah, but I was kind of like a chunky little kid with a bowl cut, pretty much still at that point, like just starting to grow out of like my little chubby kid phase.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
So it was awkward times.
A little bit awkward times. I think I went, maybe some kids go through their awkward times when they're like 13, 14, but I was like 11, 12, kind of like
I'm still going
puberty,
through mine, so I don't know when it's supposed to stop.
Yeah.
But so you win nationals. I mean, that's a big deal. How many kids are in this competition?
I don't even
and
know.
Are they from the East Coast, West Coast, everywhere?
Hawaii, everything.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Man, you're beating out Hawaiians.
Yeah.
Like those kids like live in the water.
Yeah, they're gnarly. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did things pick up after that? Like
yeah, for sure. It was pretty much after that. I was just
how does
like,
life change?
It didn't change. I was doing the same stuff, but it was like, Hurley was kind of like, oh, well, okay, this kid's might be going somewhere. And I think it was like kind of the first thing that people kind of look at, like, oh, you won a national title. All right. Like maybe you have a future in surfing. And I think even for my parents, like before that, maybe for a year, I was going, oh man, I want to be a pro surfer. I want to be a pro surfer.
And they're like, get out.
No, they weren't like get out, but they were like, okay, yeah, cool, like great. And then I won nationals. They're like, oh shit, okay, maybe, all right, yeah,
right.
And that was kind of homeschooling. Kind of came after that because I was really pushing them to do that, and really like chase surfing as what could be a career.
So was when you started homeschooling, is that around the same time that you started playing guitar, or what? Like is that something you got to study in your free time now that you had less school to go to?
Yeah, I think it definitely kind of came along with that. I started playing because one of my friends played and he showed me a few chords. I actually used to hate it though. I got so frustrated trying to learn how to play guitar because I sucked at it.
Yeah, right.
My fingers hurt. And I was
dude,
like,
it hurts so much when you're trying to learn.
And so it's kind of something I just dabbled in for years. Like I'd pick it up on my own a little bit and play, and then play with like a buddy.
What was your first guitar?
Some little nylon string thing my grandma bought me,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I learned Redemption Song.
Redemption Song.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I think
everybody has a first song. Mine was Bro Him Tribute by Pennywise.
Oh, dude, I used to love Pennywise. Yeah, for sure. I learned that somewhere along the way.
Yeah, totally.
And then I kind of dabbled with it, but was never that into it. And then when I was 18, I started traveling a ton doing the QS, and was kind of getting to that point. I'd been like surfing for so long. I was kind of, I need something else in my life here that's got some creativity. And
totally get the juices flowing in another direction.
Yeah. And keep me occupied on the road when I'm by myself, like sitting in a hotel room for a week. So yeah. And I saw the Stones live and was like, well, Keith Richards is God. And I want to play guitar.
You're
now.
like a really old soul. Where'd you see him at the Bowl?
No, it's Staples Center.
Oh, it's Staples.
Yeah, for my dad's like 50th birthday.
Sick.
We had the best time. I liked the Stones before that. But when I saw them live, I was like, oh my God.
Really?
The sickest thing ever.
People always tell me that they're still amazing live, and I'm just like,
Dude, they were so good.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, like I've seen
I'm sure
a fair amount of live music. It was like chills. But I think it's because it's the Stones.
Yeah,
totally.
I
was sitting there just going, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We're in the nosebleeds, like way back there, going, like, yeah, this is sick.
Yeah, that's tight. And so that inspired you to just start ripping even more at the guitar, or what?
Yeah, I think that was what really motivated me to play.
Yeah, because you released a record, right? You like on iTunes and all that shit, Spotify, yeah.
Yeah, I just did I recorded a little EP of it's just classic rock covers,
who
country or whatever.
Who are your guys besides the Stones?
My guys, God, like older bands like the Allman Brothers, the Dead, like Hendrix, Zeppelin, all like the good classic rock. Like I love it all.
The band.
I love the band.
Love the band.
I covered The Weight.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, Neil Young?
Yeah, I love Neil Young.
Tom Petty was one of my guys
Petty.
too, man. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
amazing.
Eagles.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes. There's so much good music from that.
Yeah, I mean, so you grew up on the same classic rock that my dad had me growing up on. Like that, there's just something about that era of music that is, I don't know, it's timeless for some reason or another.
Absolutely.
It's weird now to tune into like classic rock radio and hear stuff that was like popular in my teen years. Cause it doesn't sound like classic rock. Like I understand it is technically classic rock now, but it doesn't sound the same as like hearing a Neil Young song and then hearing a Nirvana song is very different.
Yeah, that's two different eras of rock and roll for sure.
Yeah, even though one begat the other, it's still like a big enough gap to where it sounds weird next to each other.
Yeah, definitely. Like classic rock, or like when the Scorpions come on after like a Tom Petty song, you're like, this isn't really the same genre.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I used to love the Scorpions so much, and I don't know if it's true or not, but one of my friends' dads told me like, oh yeah, the Scorpions, when they started becoming like big musicians, they couldn't speak any English, and they were just like they were singing the songs phonetically because they're German, and so like I don't know if they actually understood the words they were saying.
Yeah.
That said, I've never like Googled that, so I don't know if it's a true story or not, but in my head that lives on as truth.
For sure.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Were you picking up guitar with the intention to like play and sing at the same time, or were you just like, I just want to learn to play?
No,
Yeah.
I did not. My mom tells the story like she'd go to the sings at school and I'd sit there with my mouth shut or just my lips moving. I hated it.
Yo,
Yeah.
I was the same way. I would always find my way out of live performances in school, and then I went on to be a rapper. Like I've played like hundreds of shows as a rapper. Never fazed me. Put me in front of a school like with a choir to sing, and I'm like, nope.
I was the same way.
Why
she
is
can't
that?
believe that I sing now. She does not believe it.
But even back then, you probably knew you wanted to sing. You just didn't want to do it in front of those people because it felt like it wasn't your music or something. You know
Probably, yeah. There was no like connection to it. And
Right.
Didn't feel right. Yeah.
Right.
But no, when I started playing guitar, I did not want to sing. I was super shy about it.
Yeah.
And like, I couldn't sing. I had no idea how to sing.
How'd you teach yourself to sing?
I have a buddy, Travers, who's really good at singing, and he's really shy about it, and we were playing in a little band together and just jamming like a bunch mostly.
Yeah, right.
And none of us wanted to sing, and I was like, dude, why don't you sing? You're super good. And he's like, I don't want to sing in front of people that much. And like and I was like, okay, if I learn how to sing and I sing and I'm horrible, then you have to sing too. And so that was we started like learning songs together, and he writes a bunch of songs.
Did you guys look at like YouTube videos to learn to sing?
No.
Okay.
No, we just sit there.
I talked to a musician the other day who's like has this amazing voice, and I'm like, he's like, yeah, I've only been singing since 2016. I said, what? He's like, I taught myself watching YouTube instructional videos.
Really?
And I was like, holy shit. So there you go. If you ever need vocal lessons, get on YouTube.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah, no, he was good. So I just tried to do what he was doing.
Follow him.
Yeah. And try to, that's why I got into doing covers, is just because I didn't have songs I didn't know how to sing. So I was like, I can't write unless I can sing something.
Totally.
So I'll start trying to learn, the songs I liked, which were all classic rock songs and
right.
country and bluesy stuff. So
Are you writing songs now?
I try to.
Yeah. How are they?
I don't know.
Are you shy about them?
Well,
because I don't want to put you on the spot, but here's a guitar. No.
I probably have two that I would be willing to like share with people. Yeah, and that people have heard.
But
a lot of them.
At the same time, it's almost like, where do you, if you're only gonna play two songs, it's like, where do you play them without looking like the asshole that brought the guitar to the party?
Yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like that guy, he's cheating at the party. He's doing too much to win the affection, and he'll win the affection.
Yeah.
But at what cost?
For sure.
So anyhow, that's cool, man. Are you gonna stick with it and like maybe make a band with Travers again?
I'd like to. He's been living in Hawaii, so we haven't really been getting to hang for about a year now. But yeah, he's awesome. He writes a bunch.
Are you back and forth to Hawaii a lot?
I spend a lot of time on the North Shore of Oahu. Yeah, but he's on Maui. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who you're writing for Rip now?
Yeah.
And so do they have a house out on the North Shore that you stay at, or what?
Yeah, they have a house. My family actually has a house too, so we spend a lot of time for the last 10 years over there.
That's sick.
Yeah.
So you started going over there like pretty much right after you won nationals, or what?
Yeah, we went on family vacation over there when I was like 13.
Yeah.
After on spring break.
And did you ride any of those big rippers like on
I
the North Shore?
surfed pipe. And
you surfed pipe at 13?
Yeah.
Wow. How was that?
Scary but fun. I loved it.
Here's the thing is that like I'm not scared of the ocean per se. Like I love being in the ocean, but I look at pipe and I'm terrified. It is so gnarly, and pictures don't do it justice. Like when you see it in real life, even when you're out on the shore, hundreds of feet from it, it still looks terrifying. And there's like no ocean underneath it almost when it's breaking. So how do you hype yourself up to even get in that lineup as a 13-year-old?
I think being stupid.
Yeah, it's a hubris, right? Yeah, like you're I'm good enough.
I'm 13. I'll paddle out there. Like I don't know that it's 2 feet deep and that people die here. You're just like kind of dumb. I was like, I could do that.
Right, blissful ignorance.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you're so stupid for a while that you kind of actually get a feel for it and a taste of it, and you do it enough, and then I've gotten pretty hurt out there like later on in my career. Yeah, I think everyone does. Yeah. But I'm probably more scared of it now than I was then. I have more respect for it.
Yeah, because you're like more logical now than you were then, more than likely. But so do you actually catch any waves that day? The first day you go out and pipe?
The first day I surfed pipe, I caught some waves. Yeah, like kind of sitting on the shoulder, like some what everyone else didn't want, like semi onto the sandbar at Gums, but I was there and I was watching everyone, like seeing Sonny Garcia and all these guys get tubed, and I was like, oh, this is sick.
And was there a different feel in the lineup there than there? I mean, beyond just like the quality of surfers, but like, is there a different kind of pecking order than there would be at Rincon or something? Like, were you having to learn those unwritten rules a little more? For
sure. Luckily, I had some people around me that were kind of giving me the lay of the land a little bit.
What did they tell you?
They were like, okay, make sure you don't drop in on anyone, don't back paddle anyone. You know, those are the guys there that you definitely don't want to get in their way and stuff, and just kind of hang and take it slow. And you know, I was so young, they're just like, you know, basically sit in the channel and watch.
Totally.
And if you catch a couple scraps there, then cool. And that was basically what I did.
Yeah, totally.
And then you just kind of I inched my way over, and then, you know, I still don't get many waves at Pipe. Like, it's such an gnarly pecking order, and if you're not from the North
and I mean,
Shore,
there are like dozens of people sitting in the lineup at any given time.
Oh, on a good day at Pipe, there's 100 guys out.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
And some of them are so fucking aggressive getting in there and just like, but yeah, you definitely make room for the locals. It seems like they get like John gets first drop if he wants or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally.
There's a whole group over there that they have it so dialed, and they want all the craziest waves that come in, and they put the time in. So
yeah,
we're all kind of trying to catch what they don't want or what they can't catch, you know?
Right. But is it fun to surf now when you're there? I mean, like, is that wave fun to surf when you're there, or does it still feel like so competitive that it's like stressful or what?
A little of both.
Yeah.
The crowd, more so than fun, I think the crowd makes it dangerous. You know, for me at least, I'm kind of like, it's such an early wave. Like, if I'm sending myself over the ledge, like last second because someone pulled out, you know, or I'm scared I'm going to drop in on someone, like those are the things that are sketchy. So I'm fortunate enough I get to surf in the Pipe Masters every year with one other guy out.
Oh yeah.
So that's when I'm psyched I get to surf Pipe, and you know, you get your space and you can pick your waves and stuff. Cause
that's sick.
Yeah, it's one of those spots. If you're not in that pecking order, I think your risk of injury goes up a bit because you're trying to go on some wave that no one wants that might be a closeout and send you into the reef.
Yeah, totally. How many days a year are you traveling, you think?
Oh, I'd say like 80%,
70%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's home base? Is home base still in Santa Barbara?
Yeah, home base is Santa Barbara. I still live with my folks there. And
how many days a year do you think you get to spend there?
Oh, I have no idea.
30?
I mean, pretty much January and February. I
it.
try to just plant myself there. I go to Hawaii a little bit.
Yeah.
And then from March to December, I'm like maybe home like 2.5 months.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then you're on tour as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long?
Like 2.5 months, I mean, throughout that whole 10 months.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's that amount of days I might be home.
Wow. Yeah. That's wild.
So, man. Yeah, it's mostly just going to all the contests. There's 11. And
airline miles must be booming.
I think sometime in the next, maybe after South Africa, I'll be at 1,000,000 miles.
You're
with
at the
American
1,000,000
Islands. Yeah.
Oh, with American?
Yeah. One World.
That's tight, dude. Yeah. I'm Alaska Airlines, so you know we partners and everything.
Partnered up.
But this year I might make MVP, but I'll never make the 1,000,000 mile. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've been executive platinum for 5 years, 6 years. Yeah.
Flex on these people. They don't know. You probably never got to pay for first class. God damn.
No, they still find ways to bend you over, man. I get charged up the ass for my boards. They still treat you like shit most of the time. It's
and they
insane,
probably break them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Customer service isn't the strong point of most of the airlines, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not. And it only gets worse. You know? But it is what it is. Man, so beyond the guitar and like, how do you keep yourself sane when you're on the road that many days? There's got to be more ways to entertain yourself than just that, huh?
Yeah, playing music's been a big part of it for sure. I mean, a lot of people I think kind of do lose their mind and get bored, and I could play guitar for hours. So
that's just your like safe place in your brain to go.
For sure. Yeah, that, and I love to read, and this podcast now, you know, that's a big part of it, and listen to music.
This podcast, we're gonna do it for the rest of the year while he's on tour. Every stop, we're just gonna keep doing.
I just meant like podcasts in general. You know, like I got these things to listen to now, which is great.
Which ones are you listening to?
There's Michael Gervais. He works with a lot of athletes and just he's kind of does
like motivational stuff.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
like psychological framework type stuff. He's a great dude, and really enjoy listening to his podcast.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. Now I'm blanking.
It's okay.
There's a
It's
few
hard to get
others,
on the
but
spot,
yeah, I actually have just kind of been scratching the surface, though. Something I want to get more into. I listen to so much music.
There are so many out there now. You know, the thing that I will say about podcasts is be careful when you're dipping your toes in, because you might fall straight off the deep end, and then what happens is you spend so much time listening to podcasts, you forget to listen to music.
Oh.
And music becomes kind of secondary because you're spending all your time listening to the podcast.
Okay.
So that's what happened to me, and I've actually been trying to like pull back on my podcast listening in order to like get myself back into new music.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think that it could possibly happen with me.
Slippery slope, man.
Yeah.
Slippery slope. I'm warning you, because I said the same thing.
Really?
I said the same thing.
Okay.
But anyhow, let's see here. Oh, how do you maintain a competitive edge and the drive to keep going with all this traveling and all this extraneous work or extracurricular work that goes into having a surf career without experiencing burnout? Sorry, that was
a good question.
Mouthful.
That was a loaded one. No, I think that's the challenge for sure. I mean, the going out and surfing the heat, that's one thing. That's the fun part. You know, it's definitely maintaining the balance on the, not balance. I mean, there's not really a balance. Like, you're pretty much, for me, it is trying to keep my body moving and working and preventing getting hurt. And if you are hurt, working through it.
And then with all that, balancing time for sponsor stuff or like business,
totally.
Appointments.
Well, that's what's funny. I'm almost to the point now in my life and career where, for me, getting on an airplane to go to South Africa that's like me getting
your alone
to
time.
Do what I want to do and my alone time. You know.
Yeah.
When I get home, it's like trying to catch up on business stuff, emails, calls, seeing people, driving down south to do stuff, and that stuff's fun too. Like, I love meeting new people and upstanding all those obligations. And I have a towel company, Loose, now down here, and they're based out of Carlsbad.
What's that company called? What's it called? Tell the camera.
Loose. Yeah, we just started it 2
Loose
years
towels.
ago.
Go cop a loose towel. There you go.
Yeah, I actually had lunch with those guys before. So like, that's the thing I do. I'm like, okay, I gotta be in Carlsbad.
Are they round or rectangular?
Rectangular.
Have you seen those round towels though?
Yeah.
I fucks with those. That's a very luxurious beach accessory, but I'm gonna have to go cop a loose towel now.
I should have brought some over here for you.
Yeah, man, what the hell?
What the hell?
No, that's all right.
No, but that's been fun, and doing that stuff and sponsor obligations, and I try to be as organized and get it all done while I'm home, but then I get to go on the road and just go into full surf mode, and that's all I do.
Did you get to like take a homie from home along as like did you put somebody on payroll as like, yo, you're my buddy from high school and now you're my assistant?
Almost.
You got an entourage?
My buddy Ryan is he went to Brooks actually.
Oh yeah.
And he films, and he's been a videographer since I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
And he did his final project at Brooks, got me and my brother in it, like, and some other kids. It was called Dream Job, about like wanting to be a pro surfer.
Sick.
And after that, I was like, dude, like, I think I could pay you like a little bit if you want to come and film us for like the next couple months. What do you think? And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm not really doing much right now. And so that turned into him pretty much filming my brother and I like full time and working for our little production.
You guys
deal.
grew up together?
He's 8 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we have tons of mutual friends, and I've been hanging with him most days since I was 14. So he's like my older brother now.
Okay, because I was gonna say, there's always like, I feel like in the board sport community, there's always those kids that are around while everybody's getting really good, and they go, oh fuck, these guys are getting so good, I should pick up a camera instead. You know what I mean? Because that's why I originally got into photography. All my snowboard friends were getting so good, I was like, I should probably shoot this instead of trying to keep up with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it turned into podcasting somehow. Who knows? Long time. So yeah, do you ever get days where you just get to surf for fun with the cameras off and like without the crowds around and not worrying about filming, and it like feels as good as it did as a 6-year-old? I would say it feels as good, if not better. Really? And I think the best part of that is getting to surf with my dad and my brother, going to the beach and hanging out with the family and just doing that. And that's why I do this. That's what got me here in the first place. So it's always good to reconnect with that. And I think that's almost the fuel to take out on the road, and, kind of keeps giving you that drive and competitive edge over, to keep it going. Totally. What are some things when you're on the road that have become kind of side hobbies as a symptom of your traveling? Like, do you go on food adventures, or do you like to collect certain things everywhere you go?
Food for sure. Food's a big part of my life.
Yeah, right.
My brother and I had this thing called Fat Boy Surf Camp. I don't even really know what it is, but
Yeah.
we just say it. But yeah,
that's just you guys' gang.
it's our we like to eat. I love to cook. Cooking's big in my family, so everywhere I go, we appreciate the food a lot and love finding new places.
I feel like Fat Boy Surf Camp would make for great T-shirts.
Yeah.
So you can maybe sell that as an accessory with your accessories at least towels. You feel me? Fat Boy Surf Camp.
We probably should make some.
What are some of like your most memorable meals you've had on the road?
Italy.
Really?
For sure, Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's this. We have some good family friends there. Just you can't get bad
So they took you
food
on the
in
real,
Italy.
like on the tour of the real spots. Huh?
Yeah, and they cook. She's an insane cook. So every time I go after Portugal, I go and stay with them for a few days and cook with.
What city? Where at?
They're right outside of Pisa.
Oh, so
Yeah, this little town. I think it's Livorno.
Okay.
Technically, but yeah, it's right by Pisa.
Yeah, and so is it
Tuscany.
like? I mean, tell me about a memorable meal in Italy. Is it like was it like red sauces or is it not? Is it just not even like what you would associate with Italian food in America at all?
It's pretty different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends. There's some damn good Italian food here now, but like that sweet red pasty tomatoey shit, that's like
That Italian American sauce.
Yeah,
that's what I grew up on. We're East Coast Italians, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up with that like the Sunday gravy.
For sure.
Yeah, but that's not what it is.
It's pretty different. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. God, I've had so many good meals there. I think some of the coolest ones, like they're wine producers actually. So we went to one of their vineyards in Siena and just stopped at this little hole in the wall osteria on the side of the road and just I love pasta, so I'm always looking for
Fat
a
Boy
good
Surf Club.
pasta bolognese. Yeah.
Pasta boys.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What's next for you? Do you have some time off right now, or what? Are you just fulfilling obligations right now?
Well, yeah. Right now, I went up to Santa Cruz with my dad. He had ear surgery a few days ago, so he had his post-op. I stopped at Kelly's Wave Pool on the way back, the surf ranch.
Up in Fresno? Is that what that is?
Lemoore, yeah, right by Fresno.
Yeah.
Surfed that on Saturday.
Yeah, I was talking to Coco about that. Tell me your thoughts about the wave. What
It's a trip.
How is it compared?
It's a good wave, but it doesn't feel quite the same.
She was saying because like you have to push so hard because like the ocean does something where it pushes you forward, and so you're like working twice as hard on that wave.
It feels like it. Yeah,
Really?
I'm sure there's some crazy physics explanation for
right,
it.
right.
I don't really know it. I just know that it doesn't feel exactly the same as surfing in an ocean, but it's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, does it feel endless or what? Is this
Dude,
like the perfect wave the whole time?
It makes me feel like I'm out of shape every time I go there, and I don't know. I think I'm in decent shape, but your legs get so tired. It's 400 yards long, and like she said, you're kind of always like working to get speed.
Yeah,
keep up with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kicks your ass for sure.
But at the same time, you get to get fucking so pitted.
So pitted. Pretty much.
Yeah. It looks sick.
It
mean,
is.
do you look forward to like doing tour stops there and events on that?
Yeah, we have one in September, so I'll find out. I mean, it's cool to know that you'll go out and you'll catch 6 waves.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of heats, you're going out, all right, how can I get on 2 good waves?
Yeah.
'Cause you know you can surf.
Uh-huh.
You just got to get on the right waves to win the heat. So
Right.
that's like in that sense, I'm pretty excited, and it's kind of cool fan experience.
At the same time, I have to wonder, and as a musician, maybe you've experienced this. People say that like the hardest thing to get past is that blank page. You know what I mean? When you're staring at the blank page, starting to write something, it's like, oh God, there's nothing on it. Now there's infinity and possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like, what should I write down? And then once you start, it gets easier.
Yeah.
But when you have this perfect palette of a wave to surf on, is it almost intimidating of like, how do I work this thing to show how good I am? Because in the ocean, you're dealing with all these intangibles that you have to kind of like work around and you're having to create stuff on the fly. Whereas this wave is just this perfect condition where like now you got to say what are the moves that I want to show or whatever.
For sure. No, it is. I never thought of it like that, but
I'm very deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You know what's funny though? It still is, although it's supposed to be the same wave every time. Like it changes a bit. So I think for me, I've always been kind of like an on the fly guy, I guess, as far as surfing or music goes. Like I like the dead. It's all improv.
Yeah.
And like when I jam with my friends, it's kind of like, oh, where are we going? Okay.
Right.
Well, you know, like for me to like sit there and like actually compose a guitar solo trips me out.
Yeah.
Kind of in that same way. I'm like, oh, I got 8 bars to fit something in and say something. Like, what am I going to do?
What do I do?
Yeah. So no, it is. It's kind of got to work through those ones.
Yeah. But that wave still feels fun though, either way.
Yeah. No, it is super fun.
That's cool, man.
It is weird though. I was talking with my dad. He's like, man, I was sitting there watching it and it's like trippy to not have that aspect of surfing where you don't know, like, is the wave going to come? Is someone going to get a chance? Like, is there going to be a section? Is the wave going to barrel? So, you know, I think that's why we all, like, a lot of us love to surf, and a lot of people like to watch surfing.
Yeah.
I know it's not a big mainstream thing, like, you know, some sports are, but the wave pool doesn't have that kind of intangible aspect to it.
Right.
So it's great to bring it to, like, places where it hasn't been.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll ever lose.
At the same time, now that it's been invented, perhaps this will, like, make a new renaissance in the sport, like a new growth spurt, like there was in the 80s, you know what I'm saying, where it'll just be a boom because now people in the Midwest might be able to access it or something, you know.
For sure.
So it could be a fucking great thing for the sport. Who knows?
That's what everyone's hoping.
Yeah.
And
there
so
you go.
hopefully that is the case.
Yeah, man.
And the fact that you can go to the Central Valley and surf a perfect wave, and you could go to,
does it smell like cow shit out there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's got to be a weird feeling to smell like cow shit while you're surfing a wave.
Oh, dude, it's you drive just away from the ocean for 3 hours and pull up in a dust ball, and you're like, holy shit, there's a perfect wave.
That's so crazy.
So weird.
What a trip, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck. So your dad's doing all right after the surgery?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. He gets back in the water in 2 weeks. He had to sit there and watch, though, for me surf for 6 hours the other day. It was painful.
Oh man, is he gonna have to, like, this is the ear surgery, does he have to wear like an earplug, like a special molded earplug or something now?
I think just any old earplug.
Just any earplug will be fine. Well,
yeah,
that's good. That's easy. Well, shit, man, I think we did what we came to do.
Cool.
I learned a lot about you, Conner.
Right on.
And also I'm thankful that you let me kind of, like, you know, revisit Santa Barbara in my head. I missed that place.
Come visit.
Yeah, so amazing.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I will be up there visiting, and I will take some private surf lessons. Not give a fuck that I'm old as hell. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. Tell the people where to find you online on Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff, so they can follow you if they want to follow you.
Yeah, I guess that's just Conner Coffin.
How do you spell your last name?
ConnerCoffin, just like the one you get buried in.
There you go. No shit. That's what a punk rock name. That sounds like a nom de plume, like a real rock and roll name.
I probably should start a punk rock band with that name.
Yeah, Conner Coffins. Yeah, the Coffins. There you go. You and Travers, you guys are gonna do it. Yeah, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate your time, man, and I wish you the best this year. Have fun on your travels.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This was You Feel Me.
Thanks for tuning in to You Feel Me. If you want to hear more, go to skullcandy.com/music. Want a pair of headphones like the ones we used for today's episode? As a special thanks to our listeners, we're giving you 30% off your next Skullcandy order with the promo code MUSICYOUCANFEEL. That's MUSICYOUCANFEEL. Subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app now to stay up to date on our latest episodes.